Mr. President, the promotion and protection of all human rights, civil, political, economic, social, cultural, including the right to development, can only be achieved when people are directly involved in decision-making and governance. But unfortunately, people of Baluchistan are deprived of their rights for decades. In democracy, people select governments after electoral process, but the Baluchistan government can only be selected with the consensus of Islamabad, and the military retain all key decision-making functions. Mr. President, when the governments are run directly or indirectly by militaries, then the promotion and protection of all human rights, civil, political and fundamental rights remain a dream. The multi-billion Pakistan-China economic corridor is a prime example where the indigenous people completely sidelined during the decision-making process. A heavy military presence, new checkpoints, troop reinforcements have turned Baluchistan, particularly the port of Gwadar, into a fortress. Mr. President, thousands of Baluch families have been forced to flee the area where CPEC route is planned, and the Pakistani government plans to settle hundreds of thousands of non-Baluch in Baluch areas. This created a great concern among locals because they see it as a demographic threat to the natives and yet another attempt to loot and plunder their natural resources. The education situation is vulnerable in Baluchistan. In the 21st century, a huge section of the population are not equipped with basic education. A report says that 1.6 million children of school age are out of schools due to unavailability of educational facilities. Mr. President, this is the region where thousands of madrasas are being run by the religious extremists under the state supervision. These are the people who are at the greatest risk because they will be the easiest targets of Taliban, ISIS and other extremist groups to recruit. I urge the Council to take serious notice of the fact that the Baluch children are being recruited by extremists in Pakistan. We have to take preventative action now rather than suffer the consequences of extremism later. I thank you, Mr. President.
I thank you for your statement.